Good morning and welcome to Coffee Walk. I'm here ordering enough today that I've actually have coffee. So I'm gonna hit my Blue Island, my favorite flavor, Sunrise Blend. I'm gonna walk in the back. We've got two projects right now that were sent in by customers that either other shops didn't finish it or they were tired of working on them. And yes, we'll do that. We don't have a problem with that. We'll take your project halfway done or 2/3 of the way done or completely blown apart. See how we're doing on those? We're just about done with the supercharged Black Mountain Stage 2 JL, which runs and drives great. Got all those accessories on it. We've got a couple of very, very rare American Motors muscle cars. Let's go check them out. So this one came in on Monday. The grill was off, radiator was out, motor was out, taken apart. All the parts and pieces were with it, but the motor was rebuilt. It's got a cam, Edelbrock intake, Edelbrock carburetor. Nothing was in the engine bay. It was all stripped out. It had been repainted. So we put everything back in this Jeep this week, and let's see if it'll start. See that. So it's always cool to bring one of these back to life. So it's alive. It sounds healthy. It's got a RV cam in it. Like I said, 4-barrel, Edelbrock carburetor, Edelbrock intake. This thing's going to run and drive really well. Now we've just got to charge the AC and test and tune it, put exhaust on it. The wood grain's finally done. Trim's on it, looks great. All the glasses in the Jeep now. The exterior trim around the glasses on it, which in itself is quite a bit of work as well. This thing will come along really well next week. This particular year model has aluminum bumpers. We always send the aluminum bumpers out. We know a man who has the original die. He re-stamps them straight. Then he has a machine that he polishes them so they'll essentially look brand new. They'll look great. Here's our Black Mountain Stage 2 JL, the supercharged one, which we drove a couple weeks ago. We just pulled it in this week and did the lift kit, wheels, tires, Stage 2 front bumper, heat reduction hood. We still got the sidebars to put on, and we did the heavy-duty rear bumper. So for those of you who've got your JL and it's boring, you want to do a Black Mountain Stage 1, 2, or 3, bring it in. We'll make it look right, make it cool. Now, two really, really cool finds for American Motors muscle cars. This is a 1971 AMX Javelin. Now in 71, they went from a 2-seat Javelin to a 4-seat. They only made 2,054 of these cars. What's significant about this car right here is it's got the Mark Donahue hood and spoiler on it, and people tend to call these a Mark Donahue edition. It's a 360 car, same owner since 1980 out of Fort Worth. Original paint, really, really solid. It's a straight car other than it's got whiskey dents and door dings and some minor hail on it. So a good PDR guy could really do wonders with this car. Neat find. Again, they only made 2,054 of them. I haven't used Holy Grail in a long time, but here is what I believe is a Holy Grail American Motors car, bar none. It's another 71 Javelin. What is special about this car is this is a 401 NASCAR experimental car. Now, we can't prove the exact numbers of these cars because the paperwork was destroyed many years ago, and everybody knows that American Motors doesn't have the paperwork for these cars. But what we can prove on this car, which is really, really cool, and to see very close-up pictures of these, of what I'm about to show you, we put them on our website under cbjeep.com. Click on the classic car icon. These numbers are worth seeing. So what I believe to be true is there were somewhere between 10 and 12 of these cars built. This is car number 6. So if you look on this tag right here, which is going to be tough to see on the camera, but again, I took really good shots. You can see a 6 here, but it also says 401 experimental 425 horse. And this is a factory American Motors tag. And on the motor itself, the Edelbrock intake actually says right here, 401, 4 1/4 horse, and it has the date of when this motor was built and actually says experimental on it. Now this motor is engine number 5. So the story went, Donahue and Penske were having problems with these 401 motors, oiling problems. So they were putting the motors in these cars and testing them heavily before they put them in the race car because they didn't want them to fail in the race. We do have some pictures of this car. We believe it's this car that was a pace car in a few of the races. But here's what else is really special about this car. It's an automatic. And on the transmission itself, again, you're going to have to go to cbjeep.com and click under the classic car icon to see this. The casting of the housing of this transmission actually says B&M experimental. Unbelievable. I've researched this car as much as I can. I've talked to one other guy who has one of these. He said, Dennis, he goes, yours is the only other one I've ever seen, but I believe there was 10 or 12 of them. So if you guys know any history about the experimental NASCAR Javelin, let me know. Now, we're not going to have time to restore this car. It shows 12,000 miles on the odometer, which is probably right. You know, I don't know. I doubt it's got 112,000 miles on it. But this is available. We went ahead and posted all the pictures of it, and I priced it what I believe is a bargain basement price of 25 grand. I think this car restored and in front of the right crowd in a major auction is a six-figure car. It could be a multiple six-figure car. But there you have it, a 401, 4.25 horse NASCAR Javelin. If that's not a holy grail American Motors muscle car, I don't know what is. Let's go see what's going on in the body shop. It's an 83 Scrambler. Restoration was not done here, but it was brought in for us to do the stripes. The stripe kits are difficult on these. We commonly have people bring in their CJs to do the stripe kits because they are difficult to install, and you got to do them right. And if you mess them up, you got to buy another kit. So looks like a really nice example of an 83. We did the stripes, and we also provide the stripes here for every 76 to 86 CJ. So if you need stripes for anything, whether it's a Golden Hawk, a Laredo, a Renegade, Scrambler, whatever it is, we've got them. Just go to cbjeep.com. But we also have got the inlays for the side steps. It's kind of the rough texture like on a skateboard. See what's in the paint booth. All right, we've got the last two pieces to the red Bronco, which we owe you an update on that. It'll be back in next week. The Bronco's painted. These were the last two items we had to do. So the windshield frame, we painted it off the truck, of course, so we could get it every single nook and cranny of it. And here's the tailgate, which just has absolutely turned out beautiful. So we'll have the Bronco in next week, doing the final cut and buff on the paint and start assembling it. And we should have this thing done in the next 30 days. Wow, is this thing a lot of work. Let's see what we got going on prep. All right, this is CJ5 I touched on last week, which is one owner, originally red, painted green. Today we're gonna paint the firewall red. The owner does want the bottom of it spray line, so we'll paint this red, spray line the bottom, get this thing back on the frame or chassis probably today or tomorrow. We've got the fenders done. These are original OE fenders. Hood's done, which takes a long time to float one of these hoods and get them perfectly straight. And here we've got the windshield frame, which we blasted all the way down and black primer. Roll bar was completely sandblasted in primer, and there's the grill. So there you have it. As always, we were super busy this week. There's your American Motors Jeep edition. I hope you guys enjoyed the Javelin. Have a great day.